So nice to see you here. My name is Sylvia, and I think I'll never be ready for this, so I'll do it now. I uploaded a video, a story where I talk about procrastination and creation and how our self-worth determines in which direction we decide to go. And I felt really inspired to pull some cards on this. Yes. So, before you choose a pile or a group, rather, I invite you to just take a moment and take a breath with me. In and out, and kind of loosen yourself up a bit if you have the possibility. Just stretch a bit and maybe feel your hands and feel what is in your body right now. Just takes a second. And then when all that mind chatter comes up, you just choose to instead go into your body, breathe again in and out, and whatever is there right now, you can just leave it be for a moment. It has no impact on you right now, right here. So when I say group 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you to feel what each of these numbers feel like for you. And whatever feels tingly or light or easy or a bit exciting, that's the one for you. Maybe you have more piles, maybe you have none at all, and that's okay. In that case, nothing here is helpful for you, but that's that's perfect. But right now we want to find that what your attention is missing inside of you. So I'm gonna say, listen to your body, pile 1. Now, pile 2. How does it feel? Now, pile 3. And now, pile 4. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. And I hope you enjoy this. Hello. You are very aware already of that power you have and hold inside. There is unpredictability coming with that energy, but there is courage, there is creativity, there's a lot of energy in general, and it's so much that it feels like you don't know how to channel that. So there might be outbursts or jumping from one impulse to another, just to get that energy out. And confidence in that case is absolutely no problem for you. I see nothing blocks you from recognizing your self-worth, which is a beautiful thing. Underneath the deck I had the Ten of Swords, or the Ten of Fire in that case, which is, I feel, sometimes that uncontrolled energy can backfire at you on the material plane, or it can come from in form of discussions with other people, or also a lack of energy after that, but not for long, because you are self-sourcing that courage and inner wisdom and creativity endlessly. It's always there and always attainable for you. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna pull another card. I change the world by changing myself. Do you see that image? It's a gorgeous card. And on the back it says, I am changing the world by loving myself, by enjoying life, by making my personal world a dream of heaven. I change myself, and just like magic, other people start to change. Yes, maybe I get also that energy that you harnessed this self-love into your outer world and want everybody else to feel just the same. But it's for them to decide, and also they cannot rely on you forever. They can't make you their source of creativity and self-love, and even when you want to bring projects forward, you have to rely on other people, relying on themselves first. And that's how beautiful co-creation was possible. So, if there is anything troubling you at the moment, I feel it might be coming from investing your energy in the wrong places, or jumping from one thing to the other. And what you might try to invite, on the other hand, is just picking one goal, even if it's a short-term thing that brings you forward first. And it can have that underlying energy to help others, to help the world, because I see a lot of leadership here. I see a lot of inspiring other people, inspiring the world to become more wise, or to find access to themselves or itself, to become aware of maybe certain issues that are going on in the world right now, and bring in that love and that self-love at first. But you do that by just being in that position of do you see how she just sits there in this? I know that I'm worthy and life is celebrated because of me. I am life. And that's where all the right goals are picked from. Focusing on this channels the energy in the right way into certain projects, or just love you want to share with people. But it's so beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that. I wish you very well. Thank you. Number 2. Wow, these are beautiful cards, beautiful energies. This is not looking, I'm not looking right now at how that plays out in your life, in the form world. This is more, I'm looking at what goes on internally and what are you not aware of, or what are you aware of already. And I see that you are already in the process of balancing your emotions, and yet I see that the fruit is coming from that in the material plane. You might lately had something happening that left you very depleted of energy, I might say. Maybe in a lack mentality. Something that can be anywhere, your love life, in your family, in your business. It might just be an episode of depression or feeling of burnout, or I don't really care for anything anymore. It might just be a total lack of emotion, and something shifted internally, and it might be inspired through something outside that, if it hasn't happened yet, is going to happen for sure. In some way, everyone interprets situations different, but there's something happening that makes you very happy. And I see that there's so much connection internally with everything you're around in the form world. Just one more card. And there we have the sea again, which is a very fitting image to the waves in the Ace of the Cups. Life is generous with me. Oh my god. That is exactly the energy of this card. So if you watched that, if you picked this group, it might be that you feel like, can I really trust this? Can I trust that life is so full? And this is yes. Yes, you can trust this. And if it doesn't feel full yet, that it's going to be, and putting your focus on this. Because this starts with yourself. Like here, she is dancing, she's in the center of the attention. Again, this starts with your internal openness to everything that is coming in. Only then we can give all these things room into our life. And it says on the back, life gives me everything I need, and my heart is filled with gratitude. If you don't feel this already, this is the most beautiful energy, then I invite you to say that as a mantra. Maybe first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to sleep. Life gives me everything I need, and my heart is filled with gratitude. From there, everything kind of unfolds as it is supposed to. From there, you choose the right action steps and bring other people in community also with you. I didn't want to talk about form, but it goes hand in hand, actually. So, for you, there is a beautiful reflection of your internal emotions into the outside world. This screams new beginning, ever fresh, moment by moment, like waves coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. They don't stop coming in because life is generous. I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you very, very well. So, there is a strong contrast to the first two groups. This energy is heavy in a sense, but not bad, if you know what I mean. There is nothing bad about strong or even sometimes painful emotions. I can see that there was an episode in the past, or that you are currently still in, where you felt very much like all things go wrong and no solutions might be at hand. It can be in every area of your life, whether in family or in the business life or in your love life or just personally. And I can see, especially now when I asked towards I wanted to bring more clarity into the topic of self-love. I can see that you took a lot on your shoulders and thought maybe things that happened were all your fault. But through this, whatever happened, or it might just be completely internally on an emotional level, I can see that you are walking away from this, and there might be some turmoil and other people might be in drama and in conflict, but through that experience of the pain there was some tipping point, a fed-upness, where you say, if either you are going to, or you said that already, that, or you're in the process right now to distance yourself from any harmful energy, anything that is a matter of war, almost, of disharmony. It just comes to an end. You walk away from this, and you might have some scars internally. You might feel very bruised. You might feel like that cat that fell into the pot. I like this card because cats love fish, I guess. And even when the cat fell in, the fish are still there to get caught. So there are still opportunities for a nice meal. And that's the same for you. And that's the same outside and internally. You have all the possibility and opportunity to turn towards light and unite with people that are on a wavelength with you. Maybe you were pretty misunderstood. Maybe things just went wrong, and it might have been nobody's fault even. But you can see that there is another way. You can see that you can choose different, and you are going to, no matter how painful that seems. You're going to leave your pride behind, and they say pride is one of the death sins, I think, that leave at last, because it's so hard to overcome or to become aware of. And there is this, I can feel almost a sense of pride in this energy and in this card, that you maybe had towards certain attachments, internally or outside. Even pride about your body, pride about your appearance or the way you were, And that was the very thing that caused for trouble now, and which feels like, oh my god, that was the one thing that everybody loved about me, and now it's causing trouble, and that leaves you bruised. But that's for a while. That will leave, that will heal, and that is your big chance to become aware of that, because pride is not self-love. It's always coming from the ego and the psyche, and from separation and this I am better than anyone else. And that is something very hard to admit to oneself, so it's perfect that that gets reflected outside of us. And I'm gonna pull one more card. It's just because then we become aware of it. And more, there's this one word. In Germany it's called Demut. And humility. I know that. It's sometimes very hard for me as well. So, humility. So, what I have is, I don't believe anybody else's story. Oh my god, and she reads in the book of me, in the book of yourself, and that's what enlightens you. You have to look at everything that's written in there, and that's how dark things can rise into the light. You become aware of everything that's going on. And it says on the back, I know that whatever people say is nothing but a story that's distorted by their beliefs. I also know when their words come from truth, and I know because I can feel it. I'm just gonna leave that for itself now, and invite you to contemplate over this if that speaks to you. Just one more thing I want to invite again just to look at is that stories other people tell about us do indeed not necessarily reflect our truth or point to who we really are. Sometimes people seem to know us, and it's just not the case. And that's why it's so important to know yourself, all the flaws, so-called, and bring light to that, and just bring it to love. Bring it to love. And from there, everything else kind of heals. And I hope that helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you well. This is a very familiar energy or unconscious place you're coming from or are in right now. Wait, there's another card behind. Okay. I did not see that. And it is the star. Is there another one too? No. That is one of the luckiest cards one can wish for to fall out or attach to another one. So that card, if you believe it or not, brings in a whole different energy and meaning. It was in the reverse. So yeah, that is no similarity to pile or group 1 and 2. In this case, I can see that you are very well established on the material plane, and you have found some of your hard efforts paid up, or are going to pay up in a way. You're in the process of establishing something, and you're aware that you are in that power seat and that you have all the capability to handle things in form world. But I can also see that there is a sense of separation from everything behind the form, and almost fear of it, a sense of hopelessness, what comes after the end of life, so to speak. It's that kind of energy. I can see I had that card under the deck, and it's the Four of Swords, and this is when one is at complete silence and spends time with themselves and separates from everything and everyone around. It's almost like a seeming death when one closes their eyes and it's just lying somewhere where no one can find them. It's a withdrawal from everything, and I can feel that that is on the plane of your emotions, or even acknowledging the universe. And I can see that that gets reflected back outside in some kind of deceit. And I don't want to say that it's your fault. That's not the purpose of this reading. This is about looking at these things as pointers towards feelings that are lingering in our body. So if something happened in the past or is happening where you might not even see it at the moment, so I invite you to stay aware, not focused on, but aware of any kind of somebody taking your generosity for granted or using it. And when that happens, or when you have that feeling even that it might happen, you can see where that comes from and why you're so afraid of it, and what other emotions that brings up in you, because that completely comes back to that fear of being held by the universe, and looking up to the universe and knowing you are watched over, which you are at all times. And there is no separation between this and this. This goes hand in hand. And when you are aligned and you are opening up to, and even ask yourself, it just comes to my mind, it might be very beneficial for you to just speak with anything that you resonate with that you cannot see. So it might be through the fairy world. You go out and talk to nature, or to trees, or just to animals. If you have a cat, or if you have a dog, something that is not entirely in this world, but also in the formless world, very much like my cats are. Perfect example. And use them as a speaker, or as a tool to feel that connection. Ask for help. Ask for your next step. Ask for signs. Asking for signs, and then you are getting signs, and you will know when something is off, and you will feel it also. And you don't have to be dead. You don't even have to play dead to get to that hope and to that connection with everything that is, with the universe, everything watching over you. Even your ancestors, that might be another jewel. If you talk to someone that you loved, maybe, that passed away, there might be a theme of that for some. You know that you are worthy on that material plane, but you will not have a ground to keep it that way. You won't have the safe experience of life taking care of you. And that comes from aligning with it, and that is your job only. Nobody else can do it for you. And you have to invite, you have to ask for it to speak to you, and then be open to receive it. And in the material world, in the form world, through all signs that speak to you, whatever it is. So I'm gonna pull one more card. And I have a respect for others brings me peace. You see the paw? It says, I respect whatever people believe, whatever people want to do with their lives. By respecting other people, I am not in conflict with anyone. I am at peace. I also want to point in that case to that you are not in conflict with yourself when you respect also your belief of there is nothing. If that is something which is almost unlikely if you watch that video, but if you feel like a certain fear of the unseen on some level, and the formless and the things you can't really touch and can't really handle, you create a certain conflict in yourself by that. If that was your belief for a long time, maybe that there is a cause to be afraid, or that the formless is just empty, maybe, or that you're not guided as much as you really are, you could take that whole past experience and judge yourself for it, and that brings a lot of conflict too. So forgiveness is a big deal here. Forgiving yourself for not seeing the signs earlier, for not connecting earlier, and because you can do it at any point in life. You are always watched over. You just have to show a bit of willingness, and the things will come, signs will come, guidance will come. It's always here, it's always ready. Might it be guardian angels, aliens, God, however you want to call it, fairies, cats. I hope that helped you anyways, and I wish you very well. Bye.